All right, guys. Nvidia had $900. Oh man, dude, I've been sick for like 3 days now, man. Ugh, I'm not feeling great. All right, let me turn the music off. Yeah, dude, I've been sick for days, bro. I don't know what happened. Friday evening, Carol and I went to the mall, bro, and I got some like cinnamon pretzel bites, and yeah, dude. Honestly, I thought it was acid reflux at first, so I was like, man, my stomach hurts. I don't feel good. I went to bed and woke up the next day spiking a fever. I basically haven't left bed since. This is the first time I've gotten out of bed in like 3 days. You know, it never really got over 101, and so I'm assuming it's just like a cold. But man, that sucked, dude. That sucked. Like my fever wasn't super high. It never got over 101, but I felt terrible. You know, my throat hurt, dude. My throat was like I couldn't like I was. It was one of those illnesses where you're afraid to swallow. Like I'm afraid to swallow. Ugh. Anyways, today we got Nvidia's GTC conference. Nvidia's up to almost $900 a share. We see a lot of tech stocks up. Tesla is even up. All right, so let me get some music up. I restarted my dude. I haven't drank coffee or anything in days. Oh man, dude, I'm just feeling rough, man. Yeah, that's what Carol said. Does Gilbert Burns still have action at the title? What do you mean? Oh man. Yeah, I'm in Google right now. You love to see it. Toss is doing this really weird thing where it's not showing me my gains in Google though. Like I'm in Google right now. When I look at P&L on the day, it doesn't show it. Like a lot of stuff's blank, which is very weird. It shows $0 profit on the day. So something's wrong with my profit on Google. I'm in Google. My average price is 134. It's at 142s, but it says my P&L on the day is 0. I'm gonna have to wait until after 5 or after 6 and yeah. Yeah, I know. We're gonna do the keynote. We're gonna stream the keynote at 4 p.m. It's very weird though. Like again on TOS, Like, I'm trying to sell a little bit of shares on Google to see if it'll kickstart my P&L on the day. It says I'm up $0 on the day. Like, this should be a great trade, honestly. It says I'm up $0. I don't know why. I'm trying to have it. Again, I can't actually get orders filled on TOS until after 7. Ugh, man. But, dude, I feel better today, though. Honestly, I was kind of worried. Like, yesterday I didn't run a fever at all, but I still laid in bed and basically slept all day. Vivid dreams, bro. Just freaking vivid dreams, dude. Like, I hate fever dreams, bro. Like, I hate fever dreams, dude. And I had so many of them. Like, good dreams, bad dreams, you know? Like, just weird freaking dreams when I'm sick, man. Ugh, but I felt better. Again, I was worried for a little bit because it came on strong, bro. So the fever part lasted 2 days. But I haven't been sick. I haven't had a fever in a day now, in 24 hours, so that's good. I'm basically back to normal, but I'm still definitely not 100%, you know. Ugh. Alright, we're here. Is Boeing bouncing? No. I got out of Boeing. I sold Boeing last week. Rightfully so, I think. It's still down today. Nah, I gave myself a C-word test, a flu test, a strep test, and they were all negative. You know, my wife stays with the tests here at home, so like she's got a lot of tests for stuff like that. She Amazons that stuff. But yeah, it's all negative. Like all that stuff's negative. All right. Yeah, I feel good though. I feel better. Like I really do. I feel better. I was watching the Goonies with my wife yesterday, and my daughter and my son. I just feel better, man. It took a while though, bro. This was not. I don't know what this was, and I just had the C word. Like I just had the C word like a month ago. I was hoping I would be out of this illness season without catching anything else. I mean, it's freaking April basically right now, almost April. And I was hoping I'd get out of the flu season. But I guess not. I mean, I'm out, but still. I guess it's better than the flu. Alright. Google is up there. Nvidia's up to 900. Again, Jensen Huang is supposed to speak today at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to stream that live. Yeah, I had it a month ago. Paxlovid helped. Like my whole family got it. A month and a half ago. Carol got it first, and then for me taking care of Carol, I got it. And yeah, I mean, I knew I was gonna get it because I basically had to take care of Carol because we have kids, right? So I basically had my daughter babysit my son upstairs, hoping he wouldn't catch it, which he didn't, luckily. But I went to one of those online doctors and got Paxlovid for myself early because I knew I was gonna catch it, right? I knew I was gonna get it. I got Paxlovid, and so I had Paxlovid ready. As soon as I spiked a fever, I started taking Paxlovid. I got it, and I only ran a fever for like 5. I only had a fever. I felt sick for less than a day. And within less than a day, I was back. I felt fine for less than a day. So Paxlovid works. At least it worked for me. You know. Ugh. All right, where's Bitcoin at today? All right, let's stop talking about sickness. Bitcoin's still hanging out under 70K. SPY dipping down a little bit yesterday, but it's back up today. Again, I'm wondering about Google, man. I'm in Google. It's not showing me my profit here. I'm trying to click on stuff. Google is up. Let's talk about it. I feel better today, though, man. I'm just happy to feel better. You know those illnesses where you're like, man, I just want to feel better. That's this. All right, so market chatters. Apple is reportedly in discussions for Google Gemini to power iPhone's AI features. What is this? I'm sorry, this is supposed to be instrumentals. I don't know where he's deciding to show up here and start singing. Alright. So Google's up a lot on that news. Yeah, AMD currently at 194s, almost 194s roughly. All I'm saying, coffee tastes good today, man. Yeah, I'm in Google right now. Again, it doesn't show my freaking profit though. TD Ameritrade. I've been in Google. I bought Google at 130s. I got in Google back here. You can hear my voice is kind of hoarse, but it's all right. I got in Google right here. Hold on, let me see. I want to see this trade. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did buy it right there. Wow. Look at that. That was a freaking entry, bro. That was a freaking entry right here, man. I gotta give myself credit. Top 3 entries in the world right here, dude. Sorry, guys. I'm a little out of it, to be honest. I've been sick for days. I got out. Look at this. I got in Google right here. I literally bought it right here. Where you look? I bought Google right here. On this green candle right here. What an entry. $134 even. $134. I got it right here. You love to see it. I'll take it. What? Yeah, that's pretty good exit, Roger. Are y'all ready for Jensen Huang and AI today? I'm excited, personally. I'm excited. We'll see how that goes. I'm excited, personally. We're gonna stream it today. I'm wondering, hoping we get some good show ups. Oh man. Oh, we're here, bro. But sheesh, dude. Freaking fever dream, man. All right, today's it's a busy week, guys. It really is a busy week. We got, I'll break it down real quick. So this week, chat. This week, we got Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang doing his keynote speech at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. We will be streaming that live. Hit the subscribe button if you want to catch it. We will be streaming it live. You know, this is the big speech for AI. This should affect Nvidia massively. It should have a massive effect on markets. It's the biggest AI conference this year. And, you know, hopefully he's going to talk about some of the things that they're going to be debuting this year in 2024 and beyond. And hopefully it doesn't disappoint markets. Nvidia already in anticipation of this is over $900. It's back looking a little bit more bullish. Over 902s. You know, we're going to talk about, or we're going to watch to see some things that they might speak about. We're going to look at the Blackwell AI product roadmap potential. You know, AI adoption at enterprise level and inferencing as a source of demand. I watched CNBC. And so those are some of the things that we're looking at. And yeah, it should be fun. Let me know if what you guys expect from Jensen Huang today at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. Again, we will be streaming it live. I'm curious on what Nvidia's price action leading up to this conference is going to be. Is it going to be more volatile, less volatile? There we go. Google profits showing now. Thank you, Google. Finally, it's refreshing. Now it's showing my profit on the day. Thank you. That's much better. It said I was up $20 on the day. I'm sitting there like, what the heck, bro? Now it's like, oh no, John, you're up $300. Thank you. TD Ameritrade. Come on now. We're better than $30 today, guys. We're better than $30. Even Tesla is up today. All right. That makes me feel better. Kind of. All right, Nvidia, run it up. It's at almost 905s right now. 905s. Gonna say, man. I was just gonna say, man. It better say I'm profitable. Cause I look at Google, I see Google's at 150. I'm in at 130s. I know I'm gonna be green on the day just because I'm kind of tech heavy in my portfolio. I sold off a lot of stuff, but I'm still sitting on some Tesla. I'm sitting on some Apple. I'm sitting on some, you know, some Oracle, some Microsoft, you know. Google. All right, guys. Hey, Nvidia time. Let's see what happens. Oh man, sorry guys. Listen, I'm just gonna warn you guys. I'm gonna be a little slow today. I'm staying with cough drops. I've got some Ricolas. You know, I'm just going to be staying on Ricolas. And I'm probably going to be, I mean, I'm hoping I'm not, I feel good, you know, I feel better. I didn't run a fever last night. I woke up this morning feeling okay. And so that's good. I've been 24 hours without a fever. But with all that said, I might be a little bit slower than normal today. I hope not. I'm hoping I'm just going to be good and I'm going to be my normal self, but we'll see. So, forgive me, regardless. Is Adobe worth the risk? I don't know. Personally, I don't like Adobe at all right now. At all. I don't like Adobe at all. I don't like Adobe, and the argument is what most people that are watching tech right now don't like Adobe. I don't care how much they implement AI. I don't care how much you do it. You just don't need to use Adobe as much with AI technology. You simply don't need Adobe as much with AI tech. You could have AI do a lot of the things that Adobe is going to charge you for very fast. And so you don't need Adobe like you did, you know, a year ago. You just don't. AI has progressed to a point where it's super efficient in that way. You just don't need Adobe in that way. Okay, listen. It's not universally, you know, like some people are still going to need Adobe, but you don't need it as much. It's going to lose market share. It's going to lose interest is the easier way to put it, because people, you know, I would say at least 20% of the people that previously needed to use Adobe are just going to subscribe to ChatGPT, and they're just going to get everything they need done through ChatGPT 4 and DALL-E. And I think they're going to get everything they needed done through that. They're not going to need to pay for Adobe as much, and they're going to get everything they need done that way. All right, let's do a poll. What's the poll? What's a good poll option? Well, we got to do it on Nvidia today. Will Nvidia stock react positively or negatively to this week's GTC AI conference? Because you guys got to remember that this will influence the entire market. Nvidia has been moving the whole market. Yeah, we do have FOMC on Wednesday as well. We do have FOMC this week. Nvidia is the market, yeah, for sure. Well, GTC starts today. The big thing is going to be the keynote Jensen Huang speech from CEO Jensen Huang. That's going to be the big thing that comes out, is the big keynote speech by Jensen. I mean, Yair, I know you think the market's extended on the upside, and it's all good, regardless, like, of what you think, brother. It's all good, dude. Like, it's all love, regardless. I understand, for sure. But, you know, Nvidia's forward PE is like, what, like 34? So, like, when you consider the 34 forward PE for Nvidia right now, do you consider that's extended, or yeah, I mean, do you think Nvidia is hyperextended on the upside? And if so, what do you think about the forward PE being like 34? You know, relatively low. Not super low, of course, but relatively low. Ugh. Hi, I opened up an Apex funding account and passed the test. What's the next step? You wait for the email. You'll get an email asking you to set everything up. You got to pay for the activation fee and stuff, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, the difference between Cisco and Nvidia, though, is that I would say Cisco is a hardware company that got left behind, you know. And Cisco is still a pretty successful company, a lot of people would argue. You know, if you look at the long-term chart for Cisco, it's a pretty big company. It's got a float size of, what's the float? It's got 4 billion shares in the float. It's still at $50 a share. The market cap for Cisco is almost 200 billion. So, I mean, it's a big company for sure. But I think there's a difference between Nvidia and Cisco. And I know Nvidia is a hardware company as well. But I think what you got to look at is that you got to look at how much this is changing tech. And Nvidia is on the forefront of that, you know. Yeah, they were late, 100%. They got left behind in tech is 100% what it was. You always got to evolve, bro. If you're not evolving as a company, you will fail. I always tell the same thing, man. It's one of the universal truths of business. If you're not evolving, you're going to fail. Even my YouTube channel, just to zoom into like the smallest, which my channel is a very small business, very small company, you know. But even when we look at my business here, right? Like I started out day trading penny stocks. You know, I started day trading penny stocks. Eventually, I gravitated towards day trading blue chip stocks. Eventually, you know, and again, we covered AMC in 2021. And so we covered AMC in 2021, and we started covering meme stocks. And then that interest started to fade, and so we pivoted to economic data. Now we cover economic reports, and that is more true to myself as a trader and investor anyway. And so the point is, you always got to evolve. And there was a lot of channels that got started much earlier than me, that were much bigger than me, that got left by the wayside because they didn't evolve. You know, if you stay the same, you know, interest changes over time. If you stay the same, you know, over time, it's going to get you. Do you trade crypto? I don't really trade it. I'll invest in it, but hey, thanks, Mike. Yeah, no, I agree. I've said the same thing last week, Yair, which is that I think the argument for a bubble is there. You know, there are some similarities. You know, in 2000, the dot-com crash didn't mean the internet was useless. Obviously, the internet was a huge thing that grew and grew and grew from 2000. But it doesn't mean that companies at the time weren't inflated. And I think that's something that we're seeing now, is that we're seeing companies of the time. We're seeing the internet. What we're seeing now is that a lot of comparisons with the internet bubble of 2000. And I don't know. What we have to look at is Nvidia and AI. Is Nvidia and AI really that big? And will AI influence the bottom line of these businesses in that influential way to justify the valuations of these companies is what we have to look at. And I think there's an argument for both. Yeah. No, I feel you. We don't know how big AI is going to be. I agree. All right, Google up to 148. Google breaking highs again. Yeah, we'll see. Again, guys, I'm finally feeling a little bit better, but I've been sick for the last 3 days straight. I was running a fever. Not anymore. I haven't run a fever in 24 hours, but I'm still not. I'm still definitely not feeling 100. So if I'm a little bit slower today, forgive me. I'm chewing on a cough drop, but. I'm feeling better though. Again, I'm feeling better. I was worried for a little bit because the sickness was just churning through, and yeah, I was sick, wasn't feeling good. I was worried because I knew I've got all this stuff I gotta cover for work, but I was worried I wasn't gonna be feeling up to it. But I'm feeling better today. I woke up today, no fever, feeling good. So hopefully that continues. All right, guys, we got 4 minutes before 7 o'clock. In my opinion, the economy is not as good as they say it is. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think you gotta look at, I think people, I think people are really one-dimensional in how they look at economics. They look at recession, depression, bad, you know. Anything outside of that they look at as good, and a lot of people like it. If you watch the news, you might be really pulled in like one direction, which is that the market and the economy is just in the worst it could ever be, right? And I think it takes like a strong mind to be able to stop, take a step back, and say, hey, which direction is this news trying to pull me? You know, typically whoever's in power is going to try to make you think the economy is great, and whoever's not in power is going to make you think the economy is just in the worst state it's ever been to make those in power look bad, right? Like, this is politics 101. I think a lot of the time people look at economics and they say, hey, you know, we're in a recession or we're in a depression. You know, it doesn't matter how bad it is. They hear, hey, there's a risk economics wise, and they automatically assume that risk is like recession and depression risks. And that's not the case. Like right now, the greater risk is not a recession or depression. Like, we're not risking anywhere close to a recession or a depression right now. Like, that's just not what we're in. You know, what we're in right now is in a period where inflation is the risks. Inflation is the risks. You know, price increases are risky. Unemployment's pretty low. It's been low. GDP growth is there, so that's happening. And so that means no depression, no recession right now. What ultimately is happening is the Fed has done this job that, you know, a lot of people would argue that they needed to do to combat against a recession and depression from 2020, you know, 4.5 years ago. And really 4 years ago. And one of the consequences to the Fed's decision making there is what we're in now, which is an inflation market, like a market in which inflation is high, economy in which inflation is risky, prices are freaking super high, and the Fed's doing what they can to control that, you know. But that's essentially what we're in. And again, we'll see what happens. You know, we'll see what happens. Yeah. Economy isn't good, market is good, they aren't the same. Well, I mean, it depends on what you call good. You know, I'm not talking about the stock market at all, really. When I say market, you know, that's just kind of a blanket term I'm using. In economics wise, right, like the Fed did quantitative easing in 2020. They brought interest rates really, really low. They did stimulus checks, money printing, quantitative easing. Like I said, they bought up a bunch of bonds, expanded their balance sheet, and caused the general public to spend more because interest rates were low. You know, they stimulated the economy in that way. They injected liquidity into the economy, and they sent out stimulus checks also. And so the consequences of those, those are called dovish things by the Fed. When the Fed wants to stimulate the economy, it's called dovish. And again, this was 4 years ago. It's called dovish. Prior to all those things, that's when we were at recession and depression risks. Where prior to all the Fed's decision there in 2020, obviously that's what we were at. But we're not there anymore. You know, now people are working. Unemployment's low. People are spending. The Fed's still in a period of quantitative tightening in which, they're trying to keep interest rates high to reduce spending to bring inflation down. So, I mean, it depends on what you call a good and bad economy. You know what I mean? Like, we could always isolate one part of the economy and say, see, the economy's bad, or isolate one part of the economy and say, see, the economy's good. But it's more nuanced than that. Right now, the good things about the economy is that spending is profound, unemployment's low, The bad things about the economy is that people are having to work a lot because prices are high, because inflation's high. But the easiest way to put it is saying we're in a recession or a depression, and then also saying that prices are too high is like saying my meal is too hot and too cold at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, those are two sides of, those are two opposite ends of the spectrum of economics. And, yeah. Anyways, Google's starting to rip up. It's almost up to 150s. It's at 149. Ugh, dude. So I've been sick for the last few days, bro. I want to use Afrin, but I don't know if Afrin's really good for you, so I don't know if I'm going to use it. But, man, my nose is stopped up. Bad post-nasal drip, man. My throat. It was one of those sicknesses where you ever been sick and you wake up in the middle of the night and you're literally afraid to swallow? Like, you're afraid to swallow? Ugh, that was one of these, man. It's not strep. I did a strep test. It's negative. Not the flu either. Did a flu test. It was negative. Not the C word either. Did that test. It's negative too. Probably just a cold. Whatever it was, it sucked. Who rips higher, Google or Apple? I mean, Google's probably going to be up more than Apple today, just because Google actually had a catalyst you can see at the bottom. Apple is mostly flat. Like, it's slightly green. It's up about 35 cents a share. But Google is up like $7 a share. And so Google's probably going to move more just based off of current catalysts and news. Yeah. Yeah, AMD. There's a lot of AI stocks. Supermicro Semiconductors has been on a wild ride, man, and that thing is currently sitting at over $1,000, still at almost $1,100. AMD sitting at almost 195s, at 193.60s. Google still breaking highs. Looks good. Look at Google rip. Again, here's Apple. Somebody compared it to Apple. There's the SPY up to 512s almost. Oh, man. Apple at 173. I'm in both of these companies. So, I mean, I'm in both. take a little piece off. I'm hoping Tesla can make its bounce back. Here's Tesla. Yeah, if you got kids, you're again. I got kids that go to school. You know, they're getting sick. They're not gonna be sick. I'm not gonna put that out in the world, but typically that's what happens with kids. You know. Yeah, a couple platforms had refresh problems. Arif. Do you think SPY is gonna crash? I don't know. I hope not, but anything could happen. Yeah, I never got flu that much. Usually I'll catch flu once every like 4 years, 5 years maybe. And honestly, this season we got all the hard ones out, I think. Yeah, I don't think the SPY is gonna crash right now. We got the Fed decision next or this Wednesday. Yeah, a lot of platforms are having issues, Simon. I'm not sure why, but a lot of them are. It's finally back, but TOS was for a minute. Yeah, a lot of platforms struggling. All right, chat. Remember, as we always say, I am terrible at this stuff. Have no idea what I'm talking about. Might be wildly wrong about anything and everything I say. We got Nvidia's AI conference coming out today. Craziness is going to happen. Also, we've been streaming for about an hour. We're going to do a little plug here today. Remember, if you want to check out Apex right now has 80% off accounts. 80% off accounts for Apex right now. And they get 80% off Apex accounts. And so again, 80% off accounts right now, and 1 day pass. So if you sign up for Apex right now, they're a funded account program. They're really powerful because, again, what this allows you to do, is take limited risk. You know, your risk is limited, but if you pass it, here, let me show you guys. Right now, they have Rhythmic, so I'm using Quant Tower. When I set it up, I'm using Quant Tower. You got packages all the way, and again, they're a funded account, kind of prop firm style. So they give you a demo, and they test your skill. And if you could pass the test, they fund you the same amount. So the base one's $25K in funding. It's 80% off of this right now. So right now, it's $147 a month, minus 80%. So if you use my link in my promo code, my coupon code BT, you get this right now. Or no, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Bad math. You get this right now for $29 plus tax. So $30 basically, you get a 25K when you only got to make $1,500 in profit. The powerful thing about Apex, they're going to give you a demo, test your skill. If you pass it, they fund you same amount. If you don't pass it, you only lose what you pay for the package. So in this case, only $30. The powerful thing about Apex is that you can use micros heavy. And so 40 micro contracts, your risk is much limited. You can scale in and out of positions a lot better. You don't have to take crazy big risk buying a full contract of the NASDAQ E-mini or the full contract of the E-mini S&P. You can buy micro contracts. It makes it really powerful. And then once you're funded, you get $25,000 in funding with a 90% split. They've paid out over $100 million in payouts. I believe they've paid out more than anybody, over $100 million in payouts. And then that's the smallest one. The largest one, you get up to $300,000. We got funded on the $300,000 one on Rhythmic the other day. I could use up to 350 micros, which is crazy. And again, if you want to check it out, great way to help support your boy here on the channel. It really is the best of both worlds, where your risk is limited. Your risk is limited. If you lose, you're out $30, you know, or whatever it is, whatever package you choose. But if you're good enough to pass it, you get 90% anyway, so it's similar to putting the money up yourself. And so again, if you want to check it out, here's the link. Great way to help support your boy here in this channel. All right. Sorry, Pawn. They got a new one that they're using. It's let me make sure that works. Yeah, but they're switching out of the ATF one. My guess is because the ATF, you know. But they're switching to that one. That's why I gotta update Nightbot. Let me do that now. Oh man, dude, I'm finally feeling better though, man. Dude, I hate being sick, man. I hate being sick. There we go. Reddit IPO Thursday? Yeah, that'll be interesting. There's the link right there. You can also find the link in chat. Or in the description. Google's still ripping up, guys. Almost up to 150. Google about to pop 150 here. Look at this. It's dragging the SPY up with it. It's at 512s. Look at Google about to tap 150. I think if we get some AI news today, a lot of tech stocks could go crazy. Yeah, all good, Pawn. No worries, man. Tesla gap up. Yeah, Tesla's gapping up. I'm not sure why. I'm looking up to see if I can find a catalyst for Tesla. They raised prices of the Model Y. Tesla investor says Rivian vehicles now compatible with EV supercharger network. All right, so yeah, the price hike. Tesla Saturday said the company will increase the price of its best-selling Model Y SUV on March 22nd by about 2,000 euros, about $2,200 in several countries in Europe. The price hike will be approximately 2,000 euros. Company said while urging customers to take delivery soon and secure the vehicle at the moment at lower price. AMD moving up a little bit, just broke highs as well here, Chad. Look at the SPY, look at the Nvidia chart. And we're doing pretty good in our funded accounts here. We really are. We're doing pretty good. Y'all like this music? This is kind of newer music. The Nvidia Conference, so hold on, let me. Oh. All right, chat. All right, so here's the schedule, chat. The big keynote is today from 3 to 5 p.m. Central Time, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's the big event today. Keynote speech by Jensen. Big JH, Jensen Huang. Almost made a really bad joke there. You know. Anyways, moving on. Today, March 18th. Today at 10 a.m. they're doing a talk-in panel called, quote, "Are We Alone? Searching for Extraterrestrial Intelligence and the Origins of the Universe at the Allen Telescope Array." Interesting. But the big one's going to be, like, there's a lot of small conferences. The big ones are going to be, again, the big ones are going to be the keynote speech today. Yeah, but that's today. Again, we're going to stream that live. If you want somebody to cover it, we're going to cover it. Yeah, you know, the extraterrestrial argument's interesting. I think there's a lot of ways you got to look at it. The MicroStrategy is still going because Bitcoin. MicroStrategy's going up crazy though. MicroStrategy's going up because Michael Saylor bought a bunch of Bitcoin at the right time. Yeah, I think there's a lot of arguments for ancient extraterrestrial technology. I think there's a lot of arguments for it. You know, I like the Van Daniken argument probably the most, which states that we are no, it gets really controversial. I don't really want to talk too much about it, but I think there are a lot of really interesting perspectives there about humans and where we come from, you know, why we're different than a lot of other primates on Earth, you know. John, what are the best stocks to buy long term? I don't know, man. I have no idea. Right now, I'm kind of waiting to trade. I don't really see anything good. I'm watching the SPY rip up. I'm watching Google. I'm watching Nvidia rip up. So we're just going to see, dare I say rip. People get mad if I say rip, but... But yeah, so I'm watching the SPY move. Mostly from Google, I would say, and other tech and AI stocks. Again, Google almost up to 150, hit 149.79. That's a big move here. AMD still running. Nvidia Conference is going live. It's starting live at 8 a.m. Central in some places, but there's a lot of small stuff going on. The big stuff is going live, or the big one you want to watch. Like, we're not going to be able to cover all this stuff. We're going to be able to talk about some of it when it happens. The big stuff is going to be the keynote speech by Jensen at 3 p.m. Central Time today, 3 p.m. Central. So again, we'll be streaming that live. Yeah, there's just a lot of really cool stuff they're going to be talking about. I'm just going to start listing a couple stuff. So these are different talks and panels that they got going on today. Accelerating drug discovery, optimizing dynamic GPU workflows with pseudographics, map memory, C++, and more. Accelerating pandas with zero code change using rapid CUDFs. Accelerating the LLM lifecycle in the cloud. AI and the radical transformation of marketing. Atlas AI, drug discovery at the speed of AI, presented by Deloitte. These are all different panels and talks at the Nvidia conference. Beyond the output, navigating the ethical challenges of generative AI. Building a 3D project configurator with OpenUSD and Omniverse. Cybersecurity in the age of AI. Decentralized collaborative AI with federated learning and trustworthy environments. Developing industrial inspection workflows with Metropolis for factories. Enabling digital twins for science. There's just so much different conferences and talks and panels going on right now. What are you looking forward to most for the Nvidia conference today, chat? Yeah, Nvidia conference is this morning all the way till late. Specs on the new hardware. AMD at 195s right now, 195s. Nvidia at 902s still. Again, sorry, Chad, if I'm a little bit slow. Good morning. Let the AI rally continue. It's a big day for AI. It really is. Like, today is the day in which we see if all of our AI dreams come true. Will our AI dreams come true? Again, I'm in Soundhound right now. I'm still in it. Somehow I'm green on this. I'm also at Palantir. Somehow I'm green on that too. Somehow I'm green on all these positions that I bought a long time ago. Apple I'm green on today as well. Hey. Kind of want to add more to Apple though. I'm in Apple right now. It's not a huge position. Average price is 170. It's at 173s right now. Kind of want to add more to it. I don't know if I should though. Ugh. GTC is anywhere between like 8 a.m. today and late today. The keynote speech from the CEO is the big one that you want to watch though. If you want to know the one that I'm going to be personally streaming, as well as the one that is going to really influence markets, it happens right at the closing bell today. Like right at 4 p.m. today, Jensen speaks, and he does his keynote speech. The keynote speech for the entire event. Again, that's at, look at the SPY break over highs. What's dragging this up outside of Google? I guess it is Apple. What? Anything else moving? The SPY right now? Look at the SPY. SPY's going. It's not really Microsoft. I mean, I see, yeah, I'm going to be streaming the event. Yeah, Tesla reacting this morning, gapping up some. Sorry, chat. I really haven't been out of bed in like 3 days. I'm finally feeling better today, but I've been running, I was running a fever for days. I'm just glad I'm finally feeling better, but man. Yeah, the SPY. Look at the SPY, man. Wow, it's moving up so quickly. Look at this. Is the Q doing the same thing, or is it just the SPY? I guess it's got to be the Q too, right? Yeah, look at the Q. Tech. This is mostly, the Q is more tech heavy anyway, so look at the Q. Apple. This is probably Apple. Apple's bouncing up right now. Let me see if there's any news on Apple. I mean, Apple has the news about Gemini. Yeah, you can see Nvidia in the middle at 904s almost. Oh, man. Yeah, craziness, man. Oh, yeah, Supermicro Semiconductors added to the S&P today. I heard about that. All right, so Google just hit 150s. Tapped it. Look at it. It's at 150s. Yeah, AMD's breaking highs. Meta's running up some too, yeah. Yeah, I always try to tell people the same thing. Like, people always try to, like, bet short and do all this different stuff. Like, listen, if you're betting against the strongest companies in the world, I don't care what your argument is. Even if you get it right, it's still a risky thing. You know, like, people, for whatever reason, they try to be contrarian, and I get it. Like, contrarians are what's praised and all this stuff, and I get it. But you also have to understand the risk that betting against the largest companies, the most successful companies in the world, what kind of risk that is, because that's a big risk. You know, the edge is not very high there. Even if you are one of the lucky ones that get it right, most people are going to lose there. And so you just got to be smart. Yeah, these companies are the most successful companies in the world. I'm just like, listen, I know people see the market go up so much and they think we have to correct. And maybe we do. But picking when that correction is going to happen and at what point is the hard thing. I had people telling me the market was going to crash when the SPY was at 340s. SPY was at 340s. If we crash right now, where do you think the SPY is going to go? Do you think it's going to go down to 340s? It might not. And so the point is, you can keep calling crash, but if the SPY doesn't break down under 340s during that crash, they're still wrong. They're still wrong, you know? And so being early and being late, and, you know, being early and being wrong are the same thing sometimes, I guess is the easiest way to put it. You see that in, like, The Big Short with Burry. Ugh, man. All right, FedEx and Amazon discuss partnership as competition for returning packages intensifies. So yeah, where's Amazon throughout all this stuff? Amazon's not underwhelming reaction for Amazon versus a lot of other tech stocks today. Nvidia pulling back a little bit now too. Yeah, so Google's still up there, man. Again, Google, one of the best dip buys I've got in. I really got in at the lows. The lows of the last few weeks, so I'll take it. The CEO speaks at 4 p.m. Yeah, I hope we get some type of announcements. Yeah, I hear it. Too many people say I'm not wrong just early. No, you were wrong. Yeah. I mean, you see it in like movies The Big Short. Sometimes being early is wrong. You know what I mean? Google, the Google news is right below me. Apple reportedly in discussions for Google Gemini to power iPhone's AI. Again, Google up to 150s now on this news. Oh, man. I mean, it's 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central. Tesla back up a little bit now. We'll see if it holds. I don't know if it's going to or not. But Tesla up to almost 170. Do you think this AI conference is going to be good or bad for Tesla, I guess? Yeah, but I mean, the only bad news for Gemini that's come out was things like I don't think any of the news for it is that detrimental. I think, number one, it's very easy to fix. Number two is that it's mostly subjective. Now, I know that subjectivity is like the base of like a consumer experience, but still, I don't like. I think I've used Gemini and I thought it was really good. I liked it when it was called Bard. I used Gemini and I used Bard and Gemini when it first came out. I think it's really good AI. I think it's really good AI. Still let me log in. Pretty sure I have a sure let me get into Gemini. Yeah, Tesla's up again because of a price hike overseas in Europe. Let me fix this here. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch this. Hold on. There we go. FSD. Does Tesla have a conference coming out this year? Can you find the golden egg? Tesla conference. Yeah, so are they going to have an AI conference or a Tesla conference this year? I'm looking for it. Let me know if y'all like this music. It's a little bit different. It's kind of giving me a headache being sick, but Nvidia will fly today, rest of the week. Market only went down last week over PPI data and witching. This week is bullish. Well, it depends on what they say during the FOMC meeting. Remember, the FOMC meeting, we're almost certainly going to pause. You know, anybody expecting a cut is probably going to be disappointed. I mean, I might be wrong. It's just super unlikely that the Fed is going to pause or it is going to do anything outside of a pause. We're almost certainly not going to raise rates. We're almost certainly not going to cut rates either. There's more chance of a cut than a raise, though. But we're probably not going to do either one. We're probably going to pause interest rates again. Or we're going to pause, yeah. Yeah, see, the chat's so split. Change it. It's fine. I don't like it. Change the music. Love it. Yeah. Yeah, hold on. I gotta change it. I normally wouldn't mind it, but, like, I've been sick for the last 3 days, man. I feel better, though. I do feel better today. But... ugh. But I need chill music today. I need relaxing music. Alright, we got over 500 people here live. What's up, team? Early morning. It's 7:45 in the morning. You guys are here. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. You know. Yeah. 4:46 in the morning here. About to go hike. I like hiking, bro. This is the big conference. Is there another big conference this year? Is Tesla going to do a... I know they did an AI conference one year. I'm assuming they're not going to do another one anytime soon. All right, participants in today's conference include Microsoft, Amazon, Dell, Meta, Google, CRM, Ford, ARC, Adobe, MDT, Tesla, and Verizon. I don't know, man. I think, like, while I understand the risks for Adobe, and I talk about them earlier, I think there also might be a buy opportunity there if Adobe just dipped big percentages. It's still very green on the year, though. All right. What was that? What was that, man? I didn't buy anything just now, dude. What the heck was that? What happened? What the heck was that? Now how do I see where my notifications are coming from on TOS? Chad, help me out. AI bought it for me, huh? Yeah. I don't know what the heck that was, man. Is that... What the heck are you, bro? Alright. Now I'm tripped out. What is the... Yeah, I see the envelope, but it doesn't show me anything. Well, as long as it didn't influence my positions. I mean, I'm still pretty... I'm green today. Like, very much green. Yeah, I don't know where that came from, but hey. Yeah, my margin's still good. Five Guys is trending still. All right. What? Oh wait, these are old positions. All right. I've got these really old positions here, man. These are all penny stocks, terrible companies, man. Let's look at some of these penny stocks I was buying years ago. EXEL was one of them. MBOT was another one. Look at that chart. MGT, not even around anymore. Yeah, I don't know what that was, man. I didn't even do that. I still can't figure out why that came up on screen. Yeah, Five Guys is good. Again, we bought Google here. And we're still in it. I'll take it. Adobe pulling back some. Is it worth a dip buy here? I'm gonna buy. I don't know. Part of me wants to buy it. The other part of me thinks it's too risky. Does sound go up today too? Then I don't know. Maybe it depends on if the AI conference and the keynote speech by Jensen is good. You know, really it depends on where the you know, how good the keynote speech is. I'm in SOUN right now. It's doing well too. My average price in SOUN is 7s. Google pulling back some, bouncing right at that volume weighted average price level though. It's definitely not a margin call. Not a margin call. I'm only using I'm using less than $13,000 in equity right now. So I mean, it could be worse. I was looking at an $8 call this morning. Bro, how do they get videos like this where the squirrel is just like their friend? The squirrel's like, hey, look at my house, and he drags the human there. How? I want to be friends with the squirrel, you know? How do I make that happen in my life? I like squirrels. I go up to a squirrel, that squirrel's about to bite the crap out of me, you know? Say, not today, John. Feed them, yeah. Apple was the Nvidia of 2008 with their new iPhone. Yeah, I don't think margin call was about any specific firm. I think margin call, I mean, I don't know, maybe it was, but like, Margin Call is a great movie. It really teaches you how these big banks operate, what they do. Like, that's a cutthroat industry, bro. You know, cutthroat industry. A lot of people get involved and they want to be like professional traders in that way. Like, look, you know, the top people are making like $1 million a year. I'm not saying that's not good. You know, the bottom people are making like $200K a year. And it's just a cutthroat industry, man. Like, you got to be ready. I dislike most corporate environments, to be honest. Oh, especially trading environments. Like, trading under pressure is difficult. You know, you ever seen the movie Rogue Trader? You know how that stuff happens. Like, how stuff like the Rogue Trader movie happens is because they put so much pressure on people to you know, that kind of stuff happens, unfortunately, you know. Well, yeah, it was the overlay. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's how the 2008 disaster happened, right? 2008 disaster essentially happened from mortgage brokers and the mortgage industry. Okay, what happened? The real reason it happened is because of the disconnect between the rating agencies and what was in the mortgages, right? Or what was in the bundles of mortgages, the tranches, whatever you want to call them, right? Collateralized debt obligations, whatever you want to call them. What was in those security packages were not great mortgages. They were not great mortgages, but they were packaged like they were, and the rating agencies were trying to give favors out to the banks that were giving them business, and so they would rate them super high even though it was total crap in those bundles, right? Like in the tranches were total nonsense, like just bad mortgages. Defaults were high, and that propped up a market that should have failed. If it would have failed years before it did, it wouldn't have caused the impact that it did. But because the disconnect between the agencies and the products themselves was so high, when it did crash, it crashed big, right? Like that's ultimately how 2008 happened. And again, this isn't a real order. This is a random order getting filled. Yeah. So this is not a real. I looked at it because it was kind of scared me at first, but that's not a real order getting filled. Anyways, and again, the rating agencies I think are the most to blame, but because again, like mortgage brokers are gonna sell mortgages, like that's what they do, right? Like the cycle happens. The cycle happens. Interest rates are low, like mortgage brokers are going to sell mortgages. They're going to, again, I always talk about the same thing. Like I'm a real estate agent, but I'm not one of those real estate agents that acts like it's always the right time to get a freaking mortgage, because it's not. Right now is not the time. It's just not the time. Right now the Fed's still in a period of quantitative tightening, in a tightening phase. And so they're trying to keep interest rates high right now. The time to get a mortgage is when that QT ends and the Fed starts, to ease a little bit and starts to try to bring interest rates down. That's the time to get a mortgage, is when interest rates drop. Not right now. It's just not the time. But you ask some agents, you ask some mortgage brokers, they're going to say, oh, get a mortgage now and just refinance. Like, bro, nobody wants to refinance and all this different stuff. Like, in some ways it's better to just wait, because you don't know when rates are going to go down, and you're going to pay so much money and waiting for rates to go down that it's not going to be worth it a lot of the time. Again, I'm not one of those agents. I don't need real estate business, but in 2008, that's kind of what happened, is that, mortgage brokers were selling mortgages, and, the mortgage industry got really greedy, because again, what you got to understand the nature of like the big mortgage business, right? Like through Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, they're going to come through and buy up mortgages anyway. And in 2008 they did. And so the small regional banks that were giving mortgages didn't have to sit on that much risk, right? They just didn't have to sit on that much risk, because they could do mortgages, and then big banks going to come through and buy it up, very soon. So they didn't have to sit on that risk, right? So, I mean, they're going to do as much as they can, because they know they don't have to sit on that risk. They're going to give as many mortgages out. And this put out this system in which they were offering mortgages to everybody. In The Big Short, you see it, where they're giving mortgages to strippers. They're giving so many different mortgages that it just wasn't sustainable. Ninja loans, no income, no job verification, like just crazy stuff, and eventually that bubble's gonna burst, and that's what happened. And I don't know, people could argue we're in the same now. We're really not. Like, what we're in now is different. I mean, there are some debt there are some mortgage bubbles, I'm sure. And again, right now the problem is that nobody wants to buy right now because interest rates 3 years ago were 2.5%, and today they are 7 or 8%. And so nobody wants to pay 3 times more for a home. And there's a big difference. Again, I talk about this a lot. The conventional appeal of real estate is that you can get a mortgage, pay less than you would pay in rent, and actually own a home. And you're paying for it kind of through your down payment, but you pay a larger down payment, and you're gonna pay less than you're gonna have to pay in rent. So that's a great argument to buy a home, right? And that's normally the truth. Now, though, it's going to cost noticeably more to get a mortgage, and it's going to cost noticeably more to own than it is to rent. And so the conventional appeal of getting a mortgage and owning is not there, and that's causing its effects in real estate and markets. Yeah, we watched it recently too. The Big Short movie is what got me into trading. Yeah, there were some platforms, Alan, that were struggling. Toss was struggling too. Yeah, cash is king right now. Is Nvidia buying SOUN? I don't know. They're not going to announce that today. They got other stuff. I don't think they are. Maybe they do. I don't know. What's up with Tesla? Tesla's up a little bit. They're doing price raises. So yeah, Tesla's raising prices in Europe. It's about $2,000. All right, guys, Q's there. Let's look at the SPY. SPY up to almost 515s here. Nvidia is still pretty choppy, but still looking good. Google at almost 150, still sitting up there. Yeah, you know how it goes, bro. Mortgage brokers are going to tell you whatever they got to tell you. And again, I know a lot of struggling agents, a lot of struggling mortgage brokers. All right, chat. Google's still sitting at 150s. Amazon up there. I'm gonna get ready to maybe trade a little bit now. Let's start trading some, huh? Leave this up. Go quant tower up. Again, we are funded now in 4 accounts. Pull this up. Make sure this is set up. So we're building up profit here on our $300,000 account. Alright. Yeah. Alright, so this is, we've been trading our funded account for a few days. We built up a nice little cushion in our funded account. Let's see if it continues. I think the $300,000 one's perfect for me because I've got this big cushion. Right? So like we've got plenty of room. Here's the micro NASDAQ though. When can you trade on the eval account? Yeah, we got 4 now. I don't think Nvidia had much time left, but I'm not rich. Yeah, we'll see about 10 accounts maybe. Again, I'm wondering if we're gonna have choppy action today. It's just so like, listen, we've had so much bullish action here on the NASDAQ that I'm nervous about buying it and selling it right here, right? What do you guys think? Are y'all bullish or bearish on the Q right here? I have no idea, because again, we're up so much this morning. I'm hesitant to just blindly buy it up. I think we could also have choppy action ahead of the I mean, you could. I'm pretty sure you could use it anytime ICE. Just if it allows you to trade on it, I'm pretty sure you could use it. But look, there's a rip up in the NASDAQ. I don't think we have any economic reports today, right? I'm pretty sure we don't. Oh, we got the house builders confidence index. Oh wait, do we have the Case-Shiller today? No, hold on, let me check. Okay, no, we don't have anything today. Nothing big, at least. Tomorrow we got building permits, housing starts, Canadian CPI. Wednesday's the big day, of course. We got mortgages, Fed meeting. Thursday we got manufacturing services PMI, and then jobless claims at 8:30. Friday we got, I don't know what we got Friday. Nothing really. Oh wait, Powell speaking. Is the second, wait, Powell speaks on Friday for what? I thought it was I thought it's a blackout period. I'm assuming this is wrong, right? I mean, I know we have bar. Oh, we got the Fed listens. We got the Fed listen speech on Friday, but is that with Powell? Federal Reserve Board will host the Fed Listens event on March 22nd to hear the perspectives on current economic conditions. Okay, so yeah, Powell will do the opening marks. Transitioning to the post-pandemic economy, March 22nd. So yeah, that is Friday. I mean, it depends on which one you have, MS, but if it's on Apex, I think so, but it depends. I think so, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, chat, we got 600 people here. And also, guys, remember, listen, Apex has their 80% off sale going on right now. They're 80% off sale. I'm going to short this. All right, we're going to take a small position. I know it's kind of risky. We're shorting into strength, catching a falling knife here. But again, we're going to do that. This is on our Apex funded account. We got funded on a $300,000 Rhythmic account. We're using Quant Tower here. Again, Apex gives you a demo. They test your skill. If you could pass the test, they fund you. If you can't pass the test, you're probably gonna lose less than you would putting the money up yourself, in my opinion. Again, here's Apex right here. You can get up to from 25,000 in a Rhythmic account up to 300,000. The dope thing about Apex as well is that they have static accounts, which means that your drawdown is static. It doesn't trail you up. It doesn't follow you up. So yeah, they have the static account as well, $100,000 static account, $300,000 account. It's 80% off right now and 1 day pass. So if you take it and pass it today, you get funded today. So that's really nice. And again, great way to help support the channel. Very good way to limit your risk in day trading. Most day traders lose, and I think that's the truth here. I'm always honest and transparent. They're a sponsor of mine. I'm biased because they pay me money, right? But it's a lot cheaper to try this out and lose than put up thousands in a day trading account in stocks and lose. And you can still day trade the SPY price action. You can still day trade the Q price action. There's no PDT rule in futures. You can day trade and short. A lot of benefits there. But again, remember, they are a sponsor. I have no idea what I'm talking about, and I might be wildly wrong about anything and everything I say. Don't copy me. Not an investment professional. All right. Not liable if you lose. Always make your own assessment. Trade responsibly. But again, I think it's a great way to taking this teaches you how to trade under pressure. If you lose, it's not the end of the world. If you're good enough to pass it, still get 90% split. So similar to putting the money up yourself, in my opinion. Great way to learn and great way to help support your boy here in this channel. Check out the link. I'll post it in chat right now. Yeah, use promo code BT if you want the max discount. Use promo code BT, beginner trading, BT. It'll get you the max discount anywhere. All right, we're going to take half off here. Goal is to build up a small cushion on the day first. And we will do that. We shorted. We made some money. Green is good. Yeah, Jay Powell speaks Friday. He also speaks Wednesday, which is weird because, again, Powell speaks Wednesday. Powell speaks Friday. Typically what happens is that there's a blackout period leading out of and into the Fed meetings. And so it's strange that Powell's speaking on Friday. I'm not sure when the blackout period starts. I have to look it up. All right, we're dipping down a little bit here. Yeah, the good thing about Apex is that I could trade micros. So you see me kind of like using very small size here with micros. That's the benefit of Apex, is that I can use micros and my risk is limited, you know? Oh man, dude, again, for those that are just watching, I've been sick for the last like 3 days, bro. Again, I told the story earlier, I'll tell it again. I went to the mall with my wife and I was starving. And so I got one of those pretzels, went to one of those pretzel booths, and got some of those pretzel things, and came home, and I thought it was acid reflux. I really did. So I thought it was acid reflux. And so I got home, and I was like, man, my stomach hurts. I woke up Saturday morning just in shambles. Just in straight shambles. You know, my fever spiked to 101. I should have held that short, by the way, too. My fever spiked. I felt terrible. I've slept since basically Friday. Like, I just woke up from Friday sleeping. This is the first time I've really gotten out of bed and sat up for longer than like 10 minutes. Is right now, since Friday. So if I'm moving a little slow, my apologies. I'm doing my best here. Apex is just a fun challenge, and it's cheap, man. People have to have reasonable expectations for it. It's cheap. Listen, $30 for the base one. All you got to do is make $1,500 in profit on a demo account. If you hit $1,500 in profit on a demo account, you get funded, you know. Now, there's some other stuff to it. You always want to confirm all the stuff with them. They're a sponsor of mine. But I think when you put it into perspective, it makes sense, right? It limits your risk. It teaches you how to trade under pressure. If you lose, it's not the end of the world. A lot of good rewards. It just makes sense to me. But everybody's different, you know. All right, so I should have held that short, honestly. We were right about the top, at least so far on a minutes perspective. Nvidia under 903s. Nvidia at $900 is a big milestone level. So like, look at Nvidia at 900. Can y'all see Google down there? Oh, y'all kind of can. I ate a pretzel from a pretzel stand at the mall. I blame the pretzel stand for getting me sick, okay? It was either the pretzel stand or I went to the grocery store and the bagger, Carol was like, why is the bagger touching all of our stuff? Like, he was like getting his hands in there, like in there, you know? And afterwards, Carol was like, man, dude, what's this dude doing? You know? And I was like, I don't know. 6 hours later, I'm sick. I know it's not him, right? Like, I know it's not him. I'm just kind of like, it was this like young white kid. The incubation period's not long enough for it to be him. But still, I blame the bagger. I also blame the pretzel guy, okay? I'm just blaming everybody out here. I blame pretzels. The pretzel stand. You know? Someone has to be blamed, right? Listen, somebody's got to take the blame. Why not the bagger at the grocery store or the pretzel guy? You know, Mahogany John. Blame yourself. I know. Listen, it is my fault, 100%. Realistically, I got it from jiu-jitsu. You know, if I got it and none of my other families got it, I had it from jiu-jitsu, right? Somebody I rolled with was sick and they couldn't stop themselves from, you know, going to the gym. I blamed them. I blame jiu-jitsu, is really personally, you know. Maybe they were mad I was guillotining them so much, and so they just kind of intentionally got me sick. They were like, you know what, I'm going to roll with John today. That's right. That's right, Pawn. I'm just blaming everybody out here. The ironic thing about it, somebody saying don't eat mall food. The ironic thing about that is that the only reason we got the prep, we were going to eat at the mall. But Carol was like, no, this food's not good for us, okay? Let's go eat somewhere else. We ended up getting Mediterranean food. And to hold us off, I was like, yo, I got to get a pretzel. I'm hungry. You're not going to push back me eating 3 hours. I'm going to turn into a freaking jerk if you push me eating back 3 hours. So let me get a pretzel here. It wasn't a stomach bug. It wasn't nausea or anything like that. This was a fever. Like I had fever dreams. Fever dreams were trippy too. But no, I had like 101 fever. I was negative. I gave myself strep, flu, the other thing. We gave myself tests for that. They were all negative. Right. Shade, 100%. I'm not convinced that didn't happen. Shade. They were like, you know what? John's guillotining me too much. Like, let me just, let me roll with him first. No, it wasn't the shivers. This was like tested fever of 100, over 101. The CEO is supposed to talk at 4 p.m. Eastern time today. 4 p.m. Eastern time. Will Poirier ever finish a guillotine? Honestly, when I roll with people in jiu-jitsu, I look like Poirier. Like, I try to guillotine everybody, but most of the time I pull it off. I think it's hard to pull guillotines off at the higher level, though. $4 p.m. Eastern time, that's in 8 hours. I'll get sleep. Watching you from Europe. Yeah, I mean. All futures are green. Yeah, I mean, most of the market is green. Whoa, how am I so green in my portfolio right now? Apple. Okay, Apple ripping up. Oh, yeah, Apple up. Okay. Cool. I'll lock a little bit more of this in. Might as well, right? Is Tesla pulling back some? Oh no, Tesla's running. Okay. Tesla over 170s, chat. Over 170s. Trying to make its comeback here. Let's see if it does. None of those are big enough. Aaron says earnings call for ACN and Lulu this week. Yeah, none of those are really big enough to worry about, to be honest. All right, so we're tested highs. We just broke high for a second. I don't know if it's going to continue, though. We're slightly green on the day here. Oh, wait, let me see. Hot Canadian PMI print. Nah, I doubt it. I mean, maybe. Let me check. Canadian PMI is one of the most insignificant things for markets. No offense to Canadians out there. We had European CPI drop this morning, though, at 6 a.m. It came in as expected universally. 2.6 versus 2.6% year over year. Core came in at 3.1, 3.1 expected, so completely neutral there. The Bank of Japan interest rate decision comes out this afternoon, or this evening, so that'll be interesting to watch too. The Nvidia Conference is going on basically all day today. The big thing is going to be the big thing is going to be oh yeah, PPI might move stuff. The big thing is going to be the keynote speech by the CEO at 4 p.m. Eastern time today. IPPI, yeah, Canadian IPPI came out 2.1 versus 0.8% expected. That might be causing this dip, I don't know. Tesla all the way up to 171s today, though. 3 p.m. Eastern time? I thought it was 4 p.m. Eastern time, 3 p.m. Central. Let me check. The keynote is what you want to like watch for. It's from 1 to 3 Pacific time. Yeah, it's at 4 p.m. Eastern. You're wrong, sir. I think you're wrong. It's from 1 to 3 Pacific time, which is from 3 to 5 Central time, and from 4 to 6 Eastern. Alibaba bounced it up today too. We're still in ARM as well. How's ARM doing and all this AI hype and craziness? ARM's not reacting as positively as you might want it to. So ARM is not reacting like you might want it to. Let me see. All right, so we're mostly sideways. I don't know if anything else to do here. We're so flat at this point in time. Is there anything else looking good right now? Anything else moving here, chat? Yeah, we're gonna stream the keynote live like we always do. So yeah, we're gonna be streaming it live for sure. Yeah, it's at 4 p.m. They're probably not gonna want it to cause that much volatility. Most big news drops are at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So like most big stuff is gonna happen after the closing bell. They don't want it to shock markets like that in that way, if that makes sense, right? Like they don't want it to move markets like that. Still trending sideways here. And again, we're going to get ready to day trade. We just got to wait for the opening bell to happen first. Google still hit highs of 150 here, chat. 150. FedEx is in Amazon. Yeah, I saw the FedEx talks with Amazon. Amazon's not really moving that big in a period of like big tech craziness. But again, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Sorry. Honestly, I'm not really feeling 100%. We're gonna be back for the keynote speech. Don't worry. But like I'm gonna take another cough drop. I don't know if the coffee's helping too. Honestly, I don't think the coffee is helping. I don't want to run out of cough drops, so I'm trying to conserve them as smart as I can be. Chai tea, yeah. And again, the market's really flat right now. There's not really much to trade. Like, this is the market action. Unless I'm going to short at the top and cover at the bottom, there's just not really much to do here. So, like, there's not really much to do. It's going up and down and up and down and up and down. So, there's no edge here at all. I mean, unless longer term analyzation, but yeah, coffee's not helping. Yeah, I'm looking at news too. I don't really see anything big going down. Again, we had the Canadian Producer Price Index come out. Came in at 0.7 versus 0.1% month over month, year over year, 4.7. We had U.S. Steel quarter one outlook and EBITDA drop lower than expected. Wonder what that means for manufacturing. The big story of today is Nvidia's conference, though. That's what's moving markets for sure. Again, what do you guys expect for the keynote? The keynote's the biggest thing, right? Like, that's what we're going to stream. We're going to be here live, ready. So, yeah, we're going to be here live, ready. No, this doesn't have anything to do with my stomach, Daphne. This is like an illness. Like, this is a sickness. High fever, you know. Advancements in AI. What is discussed in the keynote speech? Advancements in AI. You know, that's the big thing that we're going to talk about. They're going to talk about. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm all right. Like, I feel better. I haven't run a fever in over 24 hours. So, like, I'm okay. But I'm still feeling, like, the lagging effect of it. Like, kind of cold chills. Overall, just weak, to be honest. A higher move is coming, maybe, potentially. Again, we're going to talk about the advancements in AI. A lot of people saying that we're in an AI bubble. Maybe this will break that narrative. I'm not sure. You know, I'm not sure. We got 45 minutes until the market opens, chat. We'll see. Yeah, Boeing. I cut Boeing last week. No, I already had that a month ago. So I already had the C word a month ago. It got better. It was like a month and a half ago, really. Not a bubble, but checking what the limit of AI is, how much it can grow as a business. Yeah. A stock split? I don't know. I don't think they're going to, like, they're not going to reveal something like that during this conference. You know what I mean? Like, that's not, I don't think that's, maybe they do. I just don't think this conference is going to be, I don't think they're going to I don't think they're going to announce stock specific like filings and stuff like that during this. This is more of like a conference for technology than it is like a stock announcement. I guess the point is this has more to do with the company and less to do with the stock. Yeah, this is all about tech. I don't think this has much to do with the stock at all. All right, guys, Nasdaq's such a narrow, flat range here. Let's check the E-mini. Maybe the S&P 500 is going to be moving more. We did roll over last week, so we're in the M4 symbol here. The S&P's looking a little bit better for like a dip buy. I'm going to buy up a couple of the regular E-mini. We're already green on the day. So we already green on the day. Let's see if Nvidia shoots up to over 905. That might drag this back up too. So we'll buy a little bit here. Yeah. I would play it, Pawn. I'm excited to play it, but I'm not going to be able to play it right now. That's a long game, bro. Playing MLB The Show, dude, that game takes a long time. Every online game's like 40 minutes, you know, unless they quit early, which I guess usually happens. But still, man, every online game, it's a long game. If you want to play an online game at MLB The Show, you better have some time. All right, chat. We bought up a couple contracts of micros here. I probably should have bought some more. We'll trade a little bit larger towards the opening. Oh, I'll be ready tomorrow. It comes out tomorrow? Oh, I'll be ready tomorrow. I'm good today. If you know, I'm live streaming today. So I'm good today. I'll play it tomorrow. Nvidia's starting to run up. Maybe this will drag my trade up a little bit too. I'm in the E-mini, less tech heavy, but still. Gonna have to add to this a little bit more. We'll take up to 5 contracts here. We got 4 contracts. Hey, what's up, Kimberly? Yeah, my wife hates the baseball game, dude. My wife hates the baseball game. She'll be like, John, come help me take this trash out. I'll be like, hey, baby, you gotta wait a second, okay? I'm in a very heated baseball game right now. She'll be like, no, get over here now, you know? I'll be like, no, you gotta wait a second, you know? If I leave now, I could forfeit. You know, you don't want that. It's a very important game right now. I'm sure that's probably a pretty common occurrence anywhere in the world that likes baseball. I am using Quant Tower. Quant Tower. Quantower. If you're on Apex, it's a Rhythmic account. Is what it is on Apex. A Rhythmic account. All right, so we are in this 5 contract position of the E-mini. It's still pretty small. The good thing is that I can buy 5 contracts, and it's not the end of the world if it goes against me. But hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it continues up. There we go. We're green on the trade. Let's see if we get a pop. I'm wondering what's dragging this up some here, though. Alright, well, very flat range here. I'm hoping Nvidia gives us a bounce. Apple AI News, Google AI News, Nvidia Conference today. Workshop started at 8 a.m. Yeah, I'm wondering if those workshops are going to influence markets. I don't think they're going to influence it in any major way because they're too obscure, but I think they could have some impact if it's the right one. So, we'll see. Very flat range though right now. The S&P's flat. The NASDAQ is flat. Yeah, I don't know basketball enough, well enough to play those games. It's just a recovery from the oversell of last week. Probably back to high before CPI. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. It depends on what game it is. Like, the Madden smartphone game, the mobile Madden game got me for a little bit. They're sneaky, you know? They'll be like, do you want this 60 rated QB or do you want Drew Brees? It's like, I want Drew Brees. It's like, okay, pay $20 for him. I'm like, all right, you know. The problem is, like, if you're doing okay financially, you're like, oh, well, it's just $20. But then that turns into 40, and then that turns into 60, and then, you know. Eventually, you're like, screw this game. It's just milking money from me. You know what I mean? Here, I gotta cut this. I don't like that flush. Eventually, you're like, screw this game. It's just milking money from me. But by the time that happens, it's already milked $100. You know, and that's what the developers understand. Like, they understand it's going to turn you off to the game. But, like, that you're going to spend money prior to that. Yeah, we'll see if we bounce here. Again, I'm getting stuck trading the chop. It's probably not a good move. The E-mini looks better than the NASDAQ, though. Again, Google almost to 150, almost. Amazon at almost 176. Call of Duty. Yeah, COD's cool. I haven't played it in so long. I'm more of a Halo person myself. So I liked Halo growing up. Yeah, a lot of stuff's flat. There's just nothing going on. Google's bouncing up a little bit, though. Google almost back up to 150s after the news about them and Apple working together. Apple's up a lot, too. Tesla's running a little bit as well. Finally, a lot of it's starting to pull back, though. We got 30 minutes until the opening bell here, though. So, we'll see how this goes. It's a very busy week. It really is. Hey, shout out to my channel. My channel got 10 million views, chat. 10 million. Look at this. Look at this alert it gave me this morning on my channel. $10 million views. You love to see it. Look, the last 28 days we've grown by over 5,000 subscribers. So thanks so much, team. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. I think people realize, like, y'all want a place for economic reports. You can join my stream. This is the weirdest song ever. They just yell random things. Physics. That's gross. Air. Wave. Physics. I guess. I like the beat, but still nonsensical. Hey, thank you, Justin. I appreciate it, y'all. Thank you. Yeah, it's boring right now. What do you guys think of that? The FOMC doesn't tank markets and they will go crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I expect for this meeting, and most other people expect a neutral Fed, a dovish, or not a hawkish Fed. I expect their tone to be hawkish. But who knows, man? Like, we're all just guessing here. Right now, 99% of people are expecting another pause in rates. It's almost certain that we're not going to raise rates again. It's almost certain that the market's not going to raise rates again. A cut is more likely than a raise, but I don't think either of them are very probable. I think mostly we should just expect another pause here. And that's what the market expects as well. 99% of people expecting a pause. They don't even have a rate hike as an option here, and 1% expecting a cut. And so, yeah, just not very probable that we're going to raise rates. More likely that we're going to pause here, pause interest rates. I expect their tone to be hawkish, but they aren't going to actually change anything quite yet till June. Yeah, that's what I think. June is my guess for rates, for rate cuts when they pivot. You know, the other thing you want to listen to in the Fed meeting is, quantitative tightening updates. In January of 2022, the FOMC listed several principles for, bringing down its balance sheet. One of them was, quote, over time, the committee intends to maintain securities holdings and amounts needed to implement monetary policy efficiently and effectively in its ample reserves regimen. At December of last year, Powell said the plan is to, quote, slow and then stop the decline, regarding the decline in their balance sheet, you know, specifically QT, quantitative tightening. Again, they said, quote, slow and then stop the decline in the size of the balance sheet when the reserve balances are somewhat above the level judged to be consistent with ample reserves. Reserves meaning funds that banks deposit at the Fed, at the Federal Reserve, as well as the cash in the bank vaults. So I think listening to when the Fed is doing QT and when they're going to specifically, and if you want to know when interest rates are going to go down, you got to wait for rate cuts as well as quantitative tightening ending, or slowing at least. And I think that's something you want to pay attention to. So look at the NASDAQ rip. I should have stayed in my long trade. I barely got stopped out. I bet you I did get stopped out at the worst time. Yep. I mean, the E-mini's not really moving that much. This is Nvidia. Nvidia back up to 904s. So that's what this is. Look at Nvidia up there, trying to make moves. We'll see if it holds. So again, the Fed started QT in 2022. Yeah, so again, so as of January of this year, the Fed has reduced its assets from a peak of almost 9 trillion down to 7.7 trillion. Last press conference, the last FOMC meeting, Powell said that the FOMC members were going to basically talk about, quote, balance sheet issues in this meeting. So at some point this year in 2024, or potentially early next year, the Fed is going to stop quantitative tightening. They're going to stop reducing their balance sheet. You know, they got to figure out where they have what they describe as ample reserves, and, you know, gets really jargony and nuanced, but that's something that you want to pay attention to in this next meeting. Again, when they're going to get out of quantitative tightening. If you want to know when interest rates go down, again, rate cuts, quantitative tightening are going to be the influential factors of that. Because again, what's keeping rates high is, you know, quantitative tightening and rates, and rate hikes are what bring interest rates up. You know, if you want interest rates to go down, obviously, cutting the federal funds rate, which is the rate that banks charge each other to loan money overnight, eventually that trickles into other interest rates, is one of the big things, of course, cutting interest rates down. But also the Fed stopping the reducing of their balance sheet, stopping quantitative tightening is the other big factor here. And so if you want interest rates to drop, they should start dropping by 2025, I think, but who knows? All right, Nvidia pulling back again. Jen expects to raise. Does that make the dollar drop? Maybe. I know a lot of people are talking about that. I don't know about Google. I'm in Google. I hope Google keeps popping up. I mean, it looks good. Yeah, I don't know. It depends on what people expect. I think Nvidia, you know, I could see it either going I could see it going either way. I could see the conference today, and specifically the keynote speech at 4 p.m. Eastern time today, causing volatility in markets. I could see Nvidia running up from traders anticipating optimistic words from the CEO of Nvidia, and that causing Nvidia to shoot up and the rest of the markets to follow it and getting big volatility from the day. That's one potential outcome of the market open today. The other potential outcome is that traders are worried about Nvidia's CEO Jensen and direct impacts to markets. And so a lot of the time ahead of big economic reports, you get flat, sideways, neutral action. And so that's another possible outcome of today. It's specifically that Nvidia stays flat, waiting for the keynote speech to happen. And in that regard, the rest of the markets consequently stay flat. That's an argument as well. I think both of those things could happen. I'm not sure. Right now we have volatility though leading into this. We got the AI conference starting today, and Nvidia is gapping up a big percentage from 870s all the way to over 900s right now. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think we'll get volatility or choppiness today? I don't know. Personally, I really don't know. Again, we're trading on Apex funded account programs. Here, you don't need to give me a hug. I'm still kind of sick. I love you. All right, yeah, air hug. I love you. I love you guys. Love you. Hey, hold on. All right. Nah, man, I'm just talking to my kids. I haven't seen them in the last few days because I haven't felt good, and so I'm just trying to make sure they're good. Nah, they were like, "Hey, I love you," and then they left, and I was like, "No, wait, come here," Sell the news gonna run up until close, then starting tomorrow downturn. Maybe. Chop up only today. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. My long calls for Tesla are gonna look nice. Calls or puts right now? Calls or puts, chat? I don't know. I really don't know. Ugh. Mark Coleman is finally responsive after waking up in the hospital. All right, chat. We got 19 minutes here, chat. 19 minutes. Again, if I'm slow today, forgive me. I've been sick for 3 days straight. Has it been fun? Yeah, hasn't been fun. But I'm feeling a little bit better today. I haven't run a fever in 3 days, so. Probably gonna blast off at 9:30 maybe. Dollar index having a hard time going high. So many people in push right now on Tesla. Yeah, I'm curious about the market. Supermicro joins the S&P today. I heard that. Hey, thank you, Chuck. Yeah, it's not the weather. This was like a fever. I'm feeling better though. Weird, crazy, trippy dreams, but I'm good. Yeah, I don't know what this is. All right, chat. So Nasdaq's still up there. It's too close to highs for me to want to buy it up, though. For me personally, right now, it's just too high up there. Sorry, catch you back up in chat. Red or green at the open, chat. Red or green at the open. Google back up to 150s is getting ready to test those highs. Look at the SPY rip. Nvidia bouncing up to almost 904s. Google up to 150 basically right now. Tesla's trying to bounce. We could also see Apple up there too. Apple's breaking highs right now. That's what I'm gonna put Nvidia a little bit higher up here, so you guys can see. There's Nvidia on the right. I'm also gonna put Apple up on the right because these are two of the most heavily weighted stocks. Apple is pushing up to 175 highs of the day, heading into the opening bell. We got 14 minutes left until the market opens, chat. 14 minutes left. Ugh. All right, look at the NASDAQ still pushing higher. Conference is starting now. I mean, but the keynote speech is what you want to watch for. That's today at 4 p.m. Eastern time today is when that starts. Also, I'm going to throw this in sub-only mode, so if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. And again, remember, chat, if you haven't already, check out Apex funded account programs. Apex has their 80% off sale, their one-day pass. You can get the max discount by using promo code BT. Beginner trading, a great way to learn how to day trade with limited risk. Again, you got to understand, most day traders lose. And so if you try putting up thousands of dollars yourself in a stock account, you're probably going to lose that. That's just the truth. I did. Most new traders do. Instead of doing that, if you want to day trade, you can day trade essentially the SPY price action, essentially the QQQ price action. Patterns are very similar to blue chip stocks and futures, but there's no PDT rule in futures. So you could day trade short, all that good stuff. No PDT restrictions. Apex is the most legit. They paid out over $100 million. I think it's more than any other firm. Again, you can get 80% off and one-day pass, meaning if you hit the profit target today, you pass and you get funded today. And so again, if you want to check them out, they are a sponsor of mine. I'm biased in their favor. You want to confirm all this stuff with them first. Remember, I have no idea what I'm talking about, and I might be wildly wrong about everything I say. But again, if you want to help support your boy here in this channel, I appreciate the love. You can check out Apex. Just remember, use promo code BT, beginner trading BT. Get the max discount. You're welcome. And yeah. Sorry if I'm a little slow today, chat. I'm not feeling 100%. Just kind of moving slowly today, chat. Forgive me. Beautiful beard. Let's look at this beard, bro. Top 3 beards in the world right now. I gotta raise my screen up so y'all can see it. You know, look at that beard, bro. Wow. Yeah, it's currently roughly 9:20 market time. Ugh. Do you think Google will keep going up at market opening? Well, Google's going up because of the Gemini Apple potential partnership. You know, they're thinking that they're going to use Google's Gemini AI in, they're thinking that they're going to use it in, smartphones, in, Apple phones, right? That's what they think. All right, chat, we got less than 20 minutes left. Apple breaking highs right now. I'm going to start to buy this. We're down a little bit on the day. I'm going to try to buy this dip and see if we get a pop. Look at Apple running here. This could help drag me up a little bit. We're going to take 5 contracts here. The problem is Nvidia is starting to break down. We're down a little bit on the day. We're kind of flat. Depends on how much Apple's going to keep running. I'm going to take a little bit off there. We're down like 20 bucks on the day. I'm going to try to give the rest of this time to run up into the opening bell. I don't really want to hold it through the open though. So, I mean, do you think Google will keep going up? Yeah, I've gotten to a couple small trades. I don't want to give too much back. I'm just going to cut it. We are down $45 to open the day. Really, we've gotten slight bullish action, but it's mostly been choppy. Will NASDAQ open higher or lower today? Well, the NASDAQ's going to open higher, but it doesn't mean it's going to hold. Google just broke highs. It got up to 150.11. So they're both higher than the previous closing price. The NASDAQ's previous closing price is at about the NASDAQ futures contract, at least previous closing price, is at about 1863. It's at 18279. So the NASDAQ is open up very high relative to where it closed. Yeah, I don't think we have any big earnings this week either. I mean, we got Micron and Nike, but none of those are really big. Micron's probably the biggest one. General Mills. So yeah, MU and Chewy come out on Wednesday. None of these are really big enough to make it justifiable. We got about 4 minutes left, chat. Thoughts on Tesla stock? Well, Tesla stock is having a pretty good morning so far. It's up to 170 plus. Got up to almost 171s from about 163 previous closing price. So Tesla's doing well, mostly from European prices going up about 2,000 pounds. Check out my chart prime patterns here. Flat action heading into the open. We got 2 minutes, chat. 2 minutes. We got about 600 people here live. Oh, man. See if there's any other news affecting markets right now. All right, sideways action heading into the opening bell. We got 40 seconds left, guys. 40 seconds left. All right, here's the open. Little pop-up ahead of the opening bell. Apple just broke highs again. Ouch, man, that's so loud. All right, here we go. Here's the opening bell. Apple up to 176s. Nvidia consolidating right now. Nasdaq's mostly in a flat range. Let's see if this continues here. Tesla dipping down under. Tesla looking weak. Look at the rip up, and Nvidia almost up to 910s here, chat. Nvidia has a chance to break highs before the open today, I think. I want to buy this dip, but I think it's also risky. I think it's better to let things play out first. Should have bought the dip. Google testing highs again. Tesla's falling though, so Tesla looking weak. All right, look at the NASDAQ churn up here, chat. Apple getting ready to break highs again, too. Market's bullish at the opening bell today. All right, scalp it a little bit at the opening bell. All right, so we just cut that, made a little bit. Pretty much flat on the day. We'll look for another little pullback to buy. A couple contracts with. I mean, it looks strong to me personally, but it's also really close to the open, so there's risks. This is Google breaking up to 152s almost right now. Google up to 152s currently. Apple up to 176s right now. So this is Google and Apple churning up, breaking highs on their news. Nvidia is liking this AI hype too. I'm going to take a larger risk trade here. All right, so we got 3 contracts, or no, we got more than that. I think we got out right at the right time there, but man. Took a piece of it off. Took another piece of it off. Took another piece off. All right, well, we made our money back. Google is just flying up. It's over 152s. Just broke highs of the day again. Nvidia is churning towards that previous closing, or that previous high of the day. Apple's up there at 176. Tesla's still down a little bit on the day. But yeah, this is, look at Apple up here breaking highs. Yeah, market's going crazy in anticipation of the Nvidia conference is what this is. Man, look at this highs. So NASDAQ's flying up. You start adding into a position here. All right, so we're green on the day. All right, well, we're green. We're slowly building up profit. Yeah, people were saying the end of Google 2 weeks ago. Yeah, that's the nature of stocks, bro. It's always so polarized, red or green. Bears wildly overpredict weakness is what it is. I love The Big Short movie, but it's movies like The Big Short that make people wildly overpredict weakness. All right, we made a little bit of profit at the open. I don't really trust anything right now, though. Google, huge move. Do you think Nvidia can rise until CEO? It can. Will it is a different story, though. I don't know. Nvidia just broke 920s. What's the lifetime highs for Nvidia? 970s. Still got a ways, but yeah, but it's referred to as the Fed meeting. The FOMC is technically not the Fed, but they work with them a lot. You know, if you don't think the Federal Reserve works with the Fed a lot, you know, and that they're built to support the Fed, you know, that's what they do. Technically, they're a different entity, but yeah. All right, look, we're breaking highs again on the NASDAQ. Just slapped highs, coming back down. Look at Apple right here, though. Apple's still up here. Kind of a risky trade here, but we'll play with it. All right, we got one contract left. All right, we're out. Our accuracy picked up after the open, which is what I figured it would. Better liquidity, better volume. Apple just broke highs. All right, look at this high break again. It's getting a little bit up there into inflated categories for me, though. I'm going to slow down my trading on the long side. But who knows, man? This thing could keep ripping up, and it still looks pretty strong. All right, so market's still pushing up. Yeah, I'm in Apple. Take a little bit more off Apple, lock it in. I just reduced my Tesla position a little bit. I just gotta limit my risk, I think. Now we are pulling back some. We'll see if we hold. Google back up to highs. All right, Google breaking highs. So Google just broke highs again. Apple just broke highs again too. Apple got up to 177s roughly, almost 177s. Look at Apple at the top. Nvidia still at right around 920s here, 920s. All right, so look at the market breaking highs again here, man. Again, it's getting to be too much for me to continue day trading it on the upside. I got to look for a larger pullback to fit within my risk tolerance, but Nvidia could very well keep going, and if it does, that's great. It's dragging everything else up with it. My equities portfolio is loving this. So there was a popular streamer, a video game pro called Gen Burton, who was just hacked mid-game in one of the NA regional finals for video games. The people are talking about how the competitive integrity is chalked forever. The question is, how does this affect stocks? Cybersecurity stocks, maybe. What does that mean? List your favorite cybersecurity stocks. Let's see what they're looking like today. Google finally started to pull back. Apple's still up there, though. All right, we're going to start buying a position here. Apple's still up there towards highs. All right, we just made another 30 or 40 bucks. We're up about 100 on the day so far, small, but we're kind of waiting for the Nvidia conference to give us some better stuff. It looks like cutting there was the right move too. CrowdStrike, SPLK. Yeah, we also have Powell speaking again on Friday. So we got Powell speaking Wednesday for the Fed meeting, and then we've got Powell speaking Friday for the Fed Listens report. So we'll cover both of those, of course, like we always do. But yeah, interesting to watch. I like this pullback, especially with Apple at highs, but I think it's risky. Look at Apple still breaking highs up here, still moving. I'm going to try to get into up to 4 contracts here. Nice, there's 4. Cut. I got 2 contracts left. I'll let the rest ride here. Try to cut a break even if we need to. Alright, we got out the rest there.
Try to leave this last contract to work for us here. We're green on the trade no matter what, but I don't like that, so we're just gonna cut it. So yeah, we're up over 100 on the day. You can see our P&L here, but I don't think we have anything at 10 a.m. today, do we? No, nothing major. Got a little bit of bounce coming soon here. We'll see if we hold. Sideways choppy. Nvidia testing the VWAP level, the volume weighted average price level. We built up a little bit of cushion. What do you guys expect for the Nvidia conference here, chat? All right, chat, listen. We streamed today again. I've been sick. I'm going to go ahead and rest until the Nvidia keynote speech later on today. I will be back later on today, guys, so be ready. We do have the Nvidia keynote coming out right at 4 p.m. at the closing bell today. We will be streaming the entire thing. Be ready. This will 1,000% move markets. This will certainly move markets. This is the keynote speech by Jensen Huang, the CEO of Nvidia, speaks at 4 p.m. today. We will be streaming the entire thing. Be ready for that, guys. If you haven't already, check out our sponsors. Check out Apex. If you want to learn to day trade with limited risk, try a funded account program. Instead of risking thousands of dollars putting money up in a stock account and trying to day trade that, which you're almost certainly going to lose, instead try a funded account program. On Apex, they have packages all the way from 25,000 accounts. It's like $30. It's 80% off right now. So you get this. It's only $30. It's 80% off this right now. They allow you to use up to 40 micros. There's no PDT rule in futures. They give you a demo and they test your skill. And if you can pass the test, they fund you the same amount. So if you pass this one, you get 25K in funding. Day trading the E-mini is basically like day trading the SPY. It's the same price action, different price, but it's basically like day trading the SPY. Day trading the NASDAQ is basically like day trading the Q, but there's no PDT rule. And the big benefit is if you lose, you only risk what you pay for it. So if you lose this, you're only out $30. It's not the end of the world. But if you're good enough to pass it, you get 90% split once you're funded, 25K in funding with a 90% split, and you get this all the way up to 300,000. The account you see me trading today is a 300,000 one, where I'm actually funded in a 300,000 Rhythmic account. I can use up to 350 micros. Again, if I lose, it's not the end of the world, but it's the best of both worlds in that regard. They also have static accounts where your drawdown is limited. You only have $625 drawdown. It's limited. You know, that's a great option if you don't want a trailing drawdown. Just a great way to learn how to day trade with limited risk. And to be fair, I think most day traders lose, because most day traders lose. It doesn't matter where you go. Most day traders are going to lose. Doesn't matter whether it's on Apex or Thinkorswim. Most day traders lose. It's a lot cheaper to lose on Apex. It's a lot cheaper to learn how to trade and pay that market tuition on Apex. And if you're good enough to pass it, again, you still get a 90% split and a ton of other great benefits. Check them out. They are a sponsor of mine. I'll put this link up. Use promo code BT, beginner trading. BT, get you the max discount. Always, BT, beginner trading. There's the link. Oh, my throat hurts, guys. My throat hurts. Also, guys, check out my other, I was looking at the Market Oracle on Chart Prime. Chart Prime is a sponsor of mine as well. Of course, I'm biased because they're a sponsor of mine too. But they gave this sell signal here, and I watched the breakdown happen from this sell signal. Again, look at the strong buy signal here. Beautiful bounce. Sell signal there. Beautiful drop. Strong buy signal there. Beautiful bounce. This one was wrong. This one was wrong. This one was probably wrong too. But look at the strong signal here. Beautiful bounce. Sell signal there. Beautiful drop. Strong signal there. Beautiful bounce. Strong sell signal there. Beautiful drop. Beautiful bounce. Beautiful drop. Let's tally that up. So that was 3 that didn't work, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13. 3 out of 13 didn't work. That's pretty high accuracy. I can't fake it. It's like $40 a month. You can use it with anything with a symbol on TradingView. And this is a 1-minute chart. The 5-minute charts I find typically are a little bit better as well. And again, there's tons of stuff. There's market dynamics, oracles, back testers, oscillators, screeners, tons of cool stuff. Yeah, look, here's a 5-minute chart. And the 5-minute chart's usually a little bit more accurate if you look at it and back test it. Look, I see this one was wrong. Beautiful bounce, or beautiful dip, beautiful rip, nice drop, bounce. This one maybe not. Beautiful bounce, beautiful dip. So again, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 out of 8, 75%. Look at this big breakdown too, if you count that. So, I mean, look, pretty good accuracy rate. I can't fake it. If you want to check it out, there's the link. Great way to help support your boy here in this channel. I appreciate the love, guys. Thanks so much. Again, I'm biased in both of their favor because they pay me money. I appreciate the love, guys. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys later. Y'all be good. I'm going to go get some rest. I've been sick. I need some sleep. I'll see you guys later. If you want to check both of them out, there's the links. And oh man, oh, yeah, thanks guys, appreciate the love. I'll see you guys later. Y'all be good.